Good morning. Sorry about the delay this morning. Thank good old Microsoft and their updates and rebooting your PC during the evening's not the best start. Anyway, let's have a look at these markets today. So starting off looking at the possible impact of data. Well, really this afternoon at 1:30 it's the US inflation. Now this did surprise last time. We'll see if it surprises again. It's expected that the month-on-month figure is going to be at 0.4 versus 0.1 last time. Overall core inflation year on year is expected to still be running at 5%, with the core month-on-month inflation, which is the real one that we're looking at, dropping down 0.1 to 0.3. So we'll see what happens there. But that's it for today. Swiss National Bank chairman speaking there at 5 p.m, which I'll be finished my day trading by, so we'll see what happens. Right, let's look at the markets themselves and let's go through what we got here. So we've got the euro dollar at the moment, just consolidated. It's actually yesterday came back to the sort of the lows of the previous lows there, finding some support. Are we going to just see another run up here into the main pivot? We'll wait and see, but there's a possibility that I say main pivot, but that quarterly R1, which is providing resistance at the moment, are we going to get run back to that? Obviously it's signs of a bit of a turnaround, but nothing major. Got a little higher low there. We're still in broadly a downward trend. In fact, if I bring this in, you can see the downward trend we're in there. The short-term trend we've broken, of course, but the intermediate and the higher time frames are a bit messy. Okay, the pound. Well, yesterday once again the pound closed with a positive candle there. We didn't quite even get down to the weekly pivot. It fell short of the weekly pivot, but daily pivot today is looking fine. Looks quite good for the upside at the moment. If this holds on through until 8 o'clock and beyond, we're okay. We're halfway to the pivot, but I'm eyeing up yesterday's highs. It was Monday's highs at the moment. Just eyeing up there, thinking, well, there's a possibility. So looking okay at the moment. I'd wait until post 8 o'clock for it, of course, and won't just jump on it in the first 5 minutes. So there is a risk I'll miss it, but if it pips too early, then it could just fall back in. Looking at the US dollar yen, this is certainly on this short term trading in a tight old range. Looking at it on a daily basis, it just work out the higher lows, higher highs, just dropping through there. But as I said, when you start dropping through here, yes, it's pinged to the upside at the moment, and just looking that tad soft at this stage. Do I have a trade out of it? Well, I'm always wary of a move like this. It's sort of coming through. It sort of drifted its way back up there. It's just rolled over at the moment. Maybe if it breaks back again and pushes up, and maybe there's something there. The Aussie dollar. I'm sitting on this bearishly. We're sitting right at the top of the range at the moment, and in a what was a downward trend and the consolidation phase here. So we'll just see if it's can roll over. I'm actually short on this one. Got it short yesterday. It's against me at the moment, but I'm still looking for the pivot and of course beyond, so to be moved there. But it has slowed up, and well, spent most of its time going pretty well sideways. I'd rather sideways than upwards at the moment though, so if it can drop back down, that would be nice. We've got the lower high already in there. It's a break of these lows would again give another lower high and maybe a bit more of a correction. Slow, but there is a possibility. Up a little bit on this morning, but it's too early to say. US dollar CAD. This is a bit of an inverted picture really. We're back to the lows here. It's been quite rangy actually. Sorry, I just come back to the dailies. Switch it to a weekly. It just see what we're in there. So it's sort of a rangy area that it's running from. It's got an untouched weekly pivot above. If it was to start running, it doesn't look too, it looks more bearish than anything else at the moment, the US dollar here. So it looks a little bit softer, but going pretty sideways on the shorter time frames. Bit ugly. Maybe it will continue to roll to the downside. Not sure why I'm looking at New Zealand dollar here. It has actually poked up quite well over the last couple of days. Having said that, high lows, high highs. Could just do the same. It's already hit the R1. It's a reasonable probability it will run up to the R2, but we'll see what happens post 8 o'clock. But a break back above the R1 could be a run up, so there's a possibility there. Cross pairs, Euro Yen. Morning in. Ritu, good morning. Sorry. Euro Yen. Euro Yen. Let's come back to a daily. I thought that looks awkward. Euro Yen, well, I was looking at this to see if it rolled over further, but at the moment it's taking it easy and slowly. If it's going to push upwards, still in this sort of a break above the highs, these near-term highs here would give us higher low and perhaps more upside. Just looking at the shorter time frames, there's not too much of a clue that's sitting there for me anyway. It's a drift upwards, and that's about it. Okay, other cross pairs I look at, the Euro Aussie. Let's just come down up the time frames here. Euro Aussie, just consolidating around where it is at the moment. This was one that sits. No, this isn't sitting. It's all. I was looking to see if this was in its channel as well. It's not, but it is around the lows here. Really wanted a retracement to see if it gets back up there, but not happening at the moment. In Euro CAD, again, really Euro given away yesterday and continued through that period. Just not looking at all good. I was looking for a retrace yesterday and it just never happened. So there's possibilities. Okay, Aussie CAD, I was looking at this as well, and looking at the higher time frames, it's in this sort of range. Popped up a bit at the moment, but was working its way from the lower side here. Still potential it starts breaking down the lows here to maybe join the party for a while, but at the moment consolidating. So there we go. Picture of the day really. That's the majors and some of the crosses that I tend to end up trading a bit more. Let's just have a look at what gold's up to. So gold yesterday ended up on a positive note. The very fact it's still holding in there just to me questions the strength of the US dollar going forward. Just looking at this, it was sort of sitting bear flag for part of the yesterday there, but managed to break on through there, and now on the shorter time frames really looking, well, could get a bit more of a bounce up to its R1, maybe even beyond, so a bit more positive there. Crude oil continued its bounce there for now. Got the potential to push on upwards, it looks at this stage, but it'll be interesting to see how much there's a quarterly pivot just above here, whether that actually holds it and performs resistance. It provided support last time. There's other levels around here where we're sitting at the moment, previous points of low, quite pivotal overall, so may just hold it back. Looking at equity markets, S&Ps, CSI 300 coming off. Yep, it's just looking at the days here. Yep, coming off again today. Looking soft again. The Nikkei looking more positive, but just hanging around those highs at the moment. Nifty 50 up fractionally on the day, still bullish on this. It might have run its course and a retrace might be due, but It's looking okay at the moment. It's up to its R1. It hasn't hit the monthly pivot, so the potential for it to run up further to the R2 is looking good. The Australian 200, well, it's a bit of a mess at the moment. It's not going either way really. Leave that alone. Just as the S&Ps here, the minis just really struggling to do too much. Traders really not particularly happy. Maybe waiting to see what happens from the inflation data later. God, made that rhyme. Again, so a lot of these, they're just, the Nasdaq looks potentially the better for the breakout, but looking for the DAX then. DAX similar case, although again consolidation around the highs there. But it's very, very messy. I mean, last week was particularly messy, and it's trying. It's if you're probably trading either in the short term, there are some trends on the short term that's sort of happening. Yesterday I was looking at this potential, but it looks like there's a bit of a trend over there. At least it's consolidating around the sort of highs of the price action, so maybe we've got some more upside there. And finally the FTSE, well, sliding off as we look at it at the moment. Consolidating, quite ugly looking overall. Let's see whether it's got the high up there, yet it's making a consolidation pattern down here. But it might just roll over down towards the S1. I'd watch that post 8 o'clock. Okay, that's pretty much it for me this morning. It is a Wednesday, so normally I'll have a look at them, so I'll just have a very quick look at what's going on in the world of Bitcoin and crypto night. Still looking soft actually in terms of this overall price action. It's consolidating, it's within that range, but just looking at the softer end, and I do wonder the pattern it's made, whether it will roll off here. Certainly not looking good at the moment. Ethereum again looks it's failed to go towards those prior highs there, just looking like it could well just continue to the downside. Okay, that's pretty much it for me. I'm going to wish you a great day's trading, and I'll catch you tomorrow morning. Have a great one. Bye for now.